I just got a bunch of tweets from someone saying, hey, did you know Tommy's making an exposed video on you? So I went over to Tommy's Twitter and I started reading through the tweets, and he was basically saying something along the lines that he's making a video on Keemstar and he's going to tell the true story or whatever. But it's just like, dude, the reason why I really don't like Tommy, and I haven't liked Tommy for months, is because I don't trust him. I don't trust this fucking guy, dude. Like, I gave this dude $500 before the podcast even started because he had no money. And there was a delay in the podcast because at that time it was in the mix of all the drama and I needed to take a break from the internet. So he was depending on Beta to get paid, which was ridiculous because it wasn't a paid job, but he thought it was. So I just gave him $500 just for the sake of like him not being able to pay for bills, and I was worried about him or whatever. I shouted him out. We shouted him out on Beta. Beta blew up. He grew all these subs. Like, I did a lot for this guy. And even though in the very beginning I was doing all this stuff for him, bought him a $500 mic, gave him money. Two times I gave him money. It wasn't just the $500. Another time I just gave him money because he couldn't pay his bills at that time. This is at the very beginning of the podcast. After I was doing all this stuff for him, he asked me for a shout out on Drama Alert. And right then and there, I was like, holy shit, this is one ungrateful motherfucker. Like, I did all this stuff for him. I put this guy on this podcast, and now he's asking for a shout out. So I haven't trusted him ever since. And I've noticed that, you know, he'll suck whoever's dick he possibly can if it'll get him ahead. And he'll talk shit about whoever he can if that'll get him ahead. His opinions are based on how many views they'll get him, not based on genuine, real opinions. And I wanted to get rid of him. And I've talked to Clown privately. I'm like, dude, this guy's not good. Like, and Clown made some fucking stupid pact with him that if Tommy leaves, he's going to leave. So if you want to know why the Beta podcast ended, because I didn't want Tommy on the podcast and Clown was going to go if Tommy went. So that's the real reason. So basically a follow-up to the last video that I posted. When Clown came to me wanting equal shares, you know, it was like, to me, it was like, God damn, I'm doing so much for these guys. Like, I'm pushing my audience and my fans that I built up to them. Like, it's growing their channels, it's getting them views, and they're getting paid. They're getting paid a lot of money from Beta. Like, why don't they appreciate this? Like, why? Like, for me, it was like, I feel like they just don't appreciate what I'm doing. Like, obviously, we were all putting our energy and our talents towards the podcast, but I was doing like all the promotion. I was doing all the, you know, pushing it. And I know Tommy promoted the podcast as well, but I mean, Tommy had 1,000 subscribers when he started. So his fans that he has now basically came from Beta. Not all of them, but most of them. And I don't know, I just felt like they didn't appreciate me at all. And I felt like I couldn't trust them anymore. And then when that podcast came out where Clown knew this whole fucking time that Leafy was plotting to make videos on me when me and Leafy are friends, and he sat there for I don't know how many fucking podcasts defending Leafy, even though he knew Leafy was trying to backstab me this whole time. It was just to the point where it's like, I can't work with these people. Like, I can't trust them. I can't work with these people anymore. And now they're trying to spin it, and they're trying to say that I backstabbed them and that I'm a snake and that I attacked Clown. Like, all this crazy shit. And it's just like, everything that I thought about both of them to me thinking like I can't trust these guys was proven to be true when Tommy did that podcast right after the show ended, when he was doing that stream fucking, you know, just calling me a snake and everything else. It was just, it proved that they couldn't be trusted and that they were ungrateful. And that's why the shit ended. Moving forward, I didn't think I was going to talk about why Beta ended, but I think the first episode with Anything for Views and Andy Milonakis, I think I'm just going to go into detail. I mean, with what happened and the reality of how it all fell apart, because I want to drop it, man. I talked to Clown privately. I want it to be a mature thing. They could do their own cast. I'll do my own cast. And I want it to be a mature thing. But like I said, I go over to Tommy's Twitter and he's talking about, I'm going to make, some type of Keemstar Expose video and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, there's nothing to expose me on. There's nothing. I haven't done anything to Tommy other than give him a career, give him money, give him fans. Dude, I went to Tommy's stream the other night and this dude donated $50 and his name's Diamond Tile. And Tommy's jumping up and down, screaming, I love you, Diamond Tile. Thank you for always donating to my stream and supporting me. Well, fucking Diamond Tile is my fan. You know what I mean? It's just, he's been a fan of mine for years that, is now a fan of Tommy that's over there donating to him. And it's like, I don't know, like, there have been people in this YouTube game that have helped me out, like Duranker. And I'll never forget it. And I would never say anything negative towards Duranker ever. I would never do anything negative towards him. Because in this business, if someone helps you out, it's very rare. People don't just help each other out, man. Like, they just don't. No one's gonna fucking give you a shout out. No one's gonna help you out. And if they do, cherish it. Because that's not how this business fucking works. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And I don't know. I was dealing with some ungrateful motherfuckers.